Welcome to the Grand Prix au Grattan. Thank you for registering and making the effort to get to Grattan Raceway for the weekend of the VSCDA summer party. It looks like we're going to have sunny, warm weather, but this is Michigan, so wait and see. As always, regardless of the weather, I know you're going to have a good time. I'm Don Kelly, an event co-chair with Doug Bruce. We both drive Bug-Eye Sprites, and during the event, we can be found in the Bridget compound located in the lower paddock at the end of row 1. First on my list today is to alert those traveling along the west side of southern Michigan. I'm told that you should avoid Grand Rapids. If you are traveling north on either US 131 or I-196, please exit onto M6 to the east and go to I-96 east to M50 west Lowell exit. Follow that to M44. The road changes names from Alden Nash Avenue to Seguin Avenue to Lincoln Lake Avenue. When you get to M44, turn left, follow to Old Belding Road, turn right, then turn right on Lessiter. The track will be 9/10 of a mile down on your left. We are allowed entry at 5 p.m. on Thursday, the 12th. Track management has requested that we do not arrive until 5 p.m. Registration will be open at 5 p.m. If you attended last year, this will all be familiar to you. On Thursday only, we will enter the track through the gate at turn 1. Turn right, follow the track up the front straight to the flag stand where registration will be taking place. Stay in your vehicles. You will sign a waiver, get a driver's packet with info and wristbands. Please put your wristbands on. Anyone arriving after Thursday evening will register in or near the big tent by the pool. No need for early arrival due to the fantastic job Kathy Newton has done with paddock assignments. Kathy and her crew will be marking paddock spots prior to us getting in and helping participants locate their paddock spaces. They will be easily identified by bright orange shirts. Again, this year we will allow tow vehicles in the paddock and no others. No crew cars, no drivers' cars, no spectators' cars. Officials and special guests will be allowed to drive into the paddock. At registration, you'll be given a color-coded parking pass, and the color denotes whether you go into the paddock or park in the field along the main entrance drive between the big tent and the big tent where we have our dinners and the gate that where we cross the track. There will be a security person directing traffic to the appropriate parking area based on the paddock pass color. If you require an annual tech inspection, please get your car up to the tech barn as soon as possible. No race engines are allowed to run after 6 p.m. I know everyone isn't likely to get into tech within the first hour, so we're going to have a roving tech from 6 to 8. The roving tech will make one trip through the paddock. Drivers that want a roving tech, we ask that you be in your paddock between 6 and 8, as the inspectors will only make this pass one time. This is only if you need an annual. All others will go up to the tech barn. So if you're in need of the inspector, please be on the lookout for them as they travel through between 6 and 8. Other option would be to tow your race car to and from the tech barn between 6 and 8 on Friday or between 7 and 9 on Friday. If you choose to do it Friday morning, remember, no race engines before 9 a.m. There is a restriction on noise for the entire weekend between 6 p.m. and 9 a.m. If you have printed off a schedule from the internet before you got to the track, be sure to look to make sure it is the correct schedule, the final schedule. If your schedule shows a race on Sunday for the V8 Short Track Challenge, you have the incorrect schedule. Please make sure you use the updated schedule that's in your driver's packet. We have a great race weekend scheduled. For the second year in a row, the S2000 sports racers will field an entire race group of their own, thanks to the efforts of Jeff Porasic for making Grattan addicts out of S2000 drivers. Another special for this year, the Group 1 pre-war and early racing sports cars will be here as well. I don't know if they've ever been to Grattan, certainly not in the 10 years that I've been with VSCDA. Welcome, Group 1, and thank you for coming. This year, Group 2 Spridgets are having their 10th anniversary of the race series that Stan Mason created and administers. Stan's done a great job of getting Spridget drivers out to our events, so kudos to you, Stan. Along with the 22 or more field of Spridgets, Stan has organized a Sprite Midget Street Car show for early afternoon on Saturday. It will be in the Spridget compound, again, the lower paddock, the end of the row 1. Please, you all invited to come down and see these street cars, and while you're there, you'll notice there are 2 Austin Healey prototypes that will be racing with us this weekend. They will also have a display. Very special cars. Stan was able to get them to come up from Texas and bring those cars. They've got some great heritage. They were special built racing cars by Austin Healey. And I believe ran Sebring, among other races. One was driven by an all-woman team that consisted of Janet Guthrie and others. We have drivers from all over the country coming to Grattan. We have Texas, California, Florida, New Jersey, Kentucky, Iowa, Kansas, Pennsylvania, Missouri. Let's show them all our great Midwestern hospitality, and be sure to lend a hand to anybody that might be new and might need some help. Sadly, the V8s have had to pull out. Grattan was scheduled to be the 3rd race on the V8 short track challenge. Due to attrition, they don't have enough cars to make a field. So they're working hard to make it to the ELVF in September. We have some other sad news. Earlier this year, we lost Frank Newton. He was one of the Formula car family. I didn't know Frank well, but anytime I had the opportunity to speak with him, he was always very friendly. He will be missed. In memory of Frank, the Formula V race on Sunday is to be run in his honor. Also, Frank's wife, Kathy, considers VSCDA to be family and chose to continue with handling paddock assignments and be at the race. When you see her around the track, make sure you thank her for being around and continuing to help us with the paddock and keep it such a well-organized space. Now, if you have spectator and friends or crew that will be touring, please send them to registration to sign up and consult the schedule for the times of the mandatory touring drivers meeting. Dinners, they're going to be back in the big top tent out by the entrance and the pool there. There will be tables under the tent and chairs. If you'd rather not eat in the dining area, there will be takeout boxes, and you're welcome to take a meal, fill up the box, and go wherever you like to enjoy your dinner. Dinners will begin at 6:30 on both Friday and Saturday. No track concessions this year. There will be a food truck making yummy breakfast and food. Visit the food truck for coffee, drinks, and food, so they will come back next year. We will have to make it worth their while. Besides, they have great food. There will be an ice cream truck from around noon till around 1:30, making the rounds through the paddock. They'll be there all 3 days. Sunday morning, a trackside devotional will be held behind the tech barn at 8 a.m. Thanks, Ron Smith, for continuing to hold the service. On to racing items. Be safe. Watch for high differences in skill and speed in your race groups. Give each other some racing room. In the event that you are involved in a metal-to-metal incident, you are responsible for self-reporting to the Drivers Committee. This weekend, we ask that you go to the Spridget compound to see Charlie Hall at his trailer. He has a white Sprite or midget, I'm not sure, but it is white and blue. please don't make the driver's committee come looking for you. Pay attention to the yellow flags. In the past, it's been a problem. Last year, we did a real good job. Let's keep it up. So let's not have any passing, under yellow. Pay attention to the starter when exiting hot pits and entering the race course. Do not enter the race course without getting the wave on from the starter. As always, 4 wheels off, get you a trip down pit lane to see the black flag steward located in front of the tower. This is only for practice and qualifying sessions, not during your race. You go 4 wheels off, bring it into the pits, stop and see the black flag steward. He'll want to take a little peek around your car, see if you're okay. If everything's all right, probably, if there's time, send you back out on the track. Maybe they need to have a talk with you. Maybe they don't. Want to keep speed to a crawl in the paddock. Watch for kids darting out from behind trailers and vehicles. And then also you look for cars that are backing out to head to the false grid. The grid will close with a 3-minute warning. If you don't make the grid for your group, please proceed up the hill to the upper paddock. Follow the lane along the garages till passing them. And look for the opening in the guardrail to the hot pits. This is the hot pit entrance only. It is not to be used as an exit when coming off the track into the hot pits. Once on pit lane, drive down to the end, wait for the starter to wave you onto the race course. When exiting, always go to the end of pit lane to go back into your paddock if you're in the upper paddock. No shortcuts into the upper paddock through this entrance. New drivers, if you are coming into the pits during your session, after turn 8, stay driver's right. Proceed up the hill, holding your hand in the air to signal other drivers you're coming into the pits, and enter the pits on driver's right. The road at Worker Station 5, the place where we call the jump, you may pull off there if your car is disabled, although it is not an exit. You may stop there and workers will help you from there. Please do not oil the track. If you know you're losing oil, pull over as soon as safely possible. It takes a long time to clean up the oil around the track and will cause a reduction in track time for you and the rest of us as we have a tight schedule to keep. Timing and scoring. This year, David Ferris is our timing and scoring chief. He will be having, times will be on Race Hero, Race Monitor, and Speed Hive. There will be a QR code page just like this one posted at the bottom of the tower in the paddock. You simply scan that with your phone and it takes you directly to the website so you don't have to look for the website. If you don't have a QR code scanner on your phone, you can go to your apps and download a free one. And then you can just scan it and it takes you right there. If you don't want to do that, I get it. We're going to also have a printer in the driver's information area located in the tech inspection building. On the back side of it, there's a room for driver's information. That will be where the limited number of printed copies of our times will be posted. Special thanks to Jeff Porasek for his work on bringing the S2000s 2 years in a row, and for sponsoring the Jeff Porasek Raymond James Enduro held on Friday evening. Special thanks to Stan Mason for all his efforts to grow this Bridget field and getting those special vintage sports cars here this weekend. Special thanks to all the racing officials and all of your course workers today. Make sure you thank them all. There is a sheet in your packet that gives you the names of all the officials. Without all of the volunteers and the corner workers, we can't put this on and be safe. So make sure you're thanking these folks as you see them throughout the weekend. From Doug Bruce and I, we hope that you have a safe and fun weekend and come back next year.